good evening. Welcome to Cuvée 2015. So tonight for 13th Street Winery, we are pouring our Sandstone Gamay Noir 2012, something that we are certainly very well known for. This wine spent about 10 months in French oak, second, third use barrels, a little bit of new oak. It's got some gorgeous fruit, nice spice, a little bit of smoky bacon note to it, and it goes very well with Ravine's tourtière, I hear.
So my name's Kevin Panagapka. I own 2027 Cellars. I started this company, I'm the winemaker and the owner of this company. I started this in 2007 with the focus of single vineyard, terroir driven Riesling, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. 2027, when I started this company I owned a small vineyard in Beamsville, and when I registered the vineyard with the Grape Growers of Ontario, this was my grower number. So 2027 is my grower number, and all the wines are single vineyard wines. So very small lots, anywhere from 130 cases to 300 cases. I have 2 single vineyard Rieslings, 2 single vineyard Chards, 2 Pinots, and a sparkling. I have a no dosage, no sugar sparkling wine I've just released last year. So yeah, the interest for me is in the Burgundian sense of terroir, to find out what different vineyard sites flavor profiles are through basically the vineyard. I manage all the vineyards myself, so we leaf thin, cluster thin, and I have little 10 rows here, 20 rows over here, 15 rows at another vineyard, and I source them all over, little parcels all over, mostly the bench, a little bit in Niagara on the Lake. So what I'll do is I'll take 10 rows and I'll say to the grower, let's leave the 11th one unthinned and untouched. We'll harvest that, multiply it by 10, that's what you'll get paid on. So they get what they would have got off of the vineyard. And then I go in and do whatever I need to do. Leaf thin, cluster thin, shoot thin. They're all hand harvested, these wines. This one here specifically is from Wismer Vineyard, Foxcroft Block. This is 2012, which was an excellent vintage, and very dry vintage, lush on the mouth. This is a wild fermentation Chardonnay, so 100% barrel fermented, 30% new oak, all Burgundian oak. Fermented without the addition of yeast, and then spends 14 months in barrel before bottling. Yeah, that's a little background of me. My company, 2027 Cellars. The wines are not available retail, they're available licensee or restaurants, or in the LCBO vintages from time to time.
Hi there, I'm Garrett Westcott from Westcott Vineyards.
I'm Victoria Westcott from Westcott Vineyards. We're located at 3180 17th Street in Jordan Village, just down the street from Flat Rock Cellars. We're a new winery, and tonight at Cuvée we're pouring our Chardonnay Estate from 2012. We planted our vineyards in 2006, and we work with Alain Sutra from France. He comes over a few times a year. He's our viticulturalist, and we work with Arthur Harder, who's our winemaker. We focus on handcrafted quality wines.
Hi guys, my name's Gord Robert. I'm the winemaker and general manager for Mary Neeson Estates. Today we're going to be pouring the 2013 Pinot Gris, barrel fermented, 20 hours of skin contact, fantastic fruit on the nose, and some great structure. Hope you enjoy. Cheers.
Good evening. I'm Vadim Chelkov, assistant winemaker for Casaba Vineyards, and today we brought one of our most delicious 2010 reserve vintage Cabernet Franc. This Cabernet Franc 2010 vintage comes from 20 Mile Bench, all hand-picked on our estate property at very small tonnage at only 1.5 ton per acre. Hand-harvested and then hand-destamped. It is also sorted by hand and then fermented in small stainless steel batches. After that, aged for 16 months in French and American oak barrels in order to create that beautiful cigar note characters. Open up the fruit-driven notes of cherry, black currant, and of course that beautiful dark plum on the finish.
Hi, I'm Steve, and
I'm Sharon.
And we're founding members of Norai Cellars, a virtual label that originally started in the Niagara region in the year 2008. We currently reside and hold our base operation up in Owen Sound with our host winery Coffin Ridge, and tonight here at Cuvée 2015 we're featuring our latest release called 2011 Cadence. This is a blend of Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Syrah, all fruit sourced from the Niagara region, and primarily following the philosophy of Norai Cellars in terms of sourcing fruit from prime growers that we've worked with since day one, and basically showcasing really solid, reliable, identifiable Niagara wines.
Hi, I'm Adam. We're Two Sisters Winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Niagara River appellation, and tonight at Cuvée 2015 we're pouring our 2010 Cabernet Franc. Our 2010 Cabernet Franc from a really ripe vintage in Niagara. Everything you'd expect from a fairly big, bold Bordeaux blend. We get a little bit of barrel toast, some bell pepper, a lot of cherry and tobacco showing through as well, and a really long, soft, voluptuous finish.
Hi, Andrzej Lipinski, Big Head Wines, and I'm pouring Chenin Blanc 2013 vintage, and this was all our wines natural ferment, so this went through natural fermentation, went through malic acid, and spent about 4 months in a barrel. Yeah, it's quite full. We have 11 grams of sugar. So the Chenin Blanc is our kind of flagship white wine, which we're known for that. And that wine won the gold medal in Canada for Wine Alliance. So yeah, we're located in Niagara-on-the-Lake on the Hunter Road. So it's not far from Stratus.
How you doing? I'm Matt from Pelee Island Winery. Tonight we're pouring our Cabernet Sauvignon Petit Verdot. This is a 2012 80% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Petit Verdot. 16 months in Hungarian oak barrels before it was bottled. Those were Barrique style barrels. It's a heavy in tannin, full structured wine with a lasting finish. Goes well with steaks and other red meats. Delicious choice for your dinner.
Hey, I'm Rob Power, winemaker for Creekside Estate Winery. We're just in between St. Catharines and the town of Jordan. We're pouring a Syrah tonight. Now, Syrah is not a typical grape for the Niagara region, but it grows really well in a certain appellation over on the St. David's Bench. And we call that our Queenston Road vineyard. And there, Syrah ripens because that vineyard is warm when we need it to be later on in the autumn. And so many people associate Syrah with Shiraz, you know, the great grape from Australia. But the historic home is actually in a cool part of France, up in the northern Rhone Valley. And we got a similar climate to that here in Niagara. A typical cool climate Syrah is going to come across with less of the black fruit that we associate with Australia, a little bit more delicate. We also have a little bit of Viognier in here, so what you're going to expect on the nose is a little bit of tree fruit alongside some black pepper spice. And the main thing about a wine like this Syrah is, you know, people like to obsess about aromatics, but mouthfeel is equally important. And what we get with Ontario Syrah, if we put a little bit of Viognier in as well, is we get a kind of a built-in textural element, a big fat mid-palate that softens the tannins. And so it makes the wine very drinkable young, and then as it ages, the tannins kind of soften down, and the need for that Viognier mid-palate subsides, but then by then the wine is so much more complex anyways. Cheers.